I guess this is what they wanted, yeah. Yeah, visions from the other side. The old people's polarized. These hoes in disguise trying to treat me like these other guys. The revolution won't be televised, so I've been catching hella vibes. Staying up for 50 weeks until the level rises. It be the freaks with the devil eyes. That be my weakness, I could never lie. And I've been prone to cheat, but I retreat because of stellar thighs. I can't even speak, this bitch is hella vibe. She been on repeat, we spent like hella nights. I've been copping hella flights, LAX to LGA. I can't stay sober for a single day. It gets harder every night she stay, cause I wanna get up in her like 100 different ways. I've been running up a million like a million different ways. Been indulging in the feeling, I've been fucking up her braids. Know the reason why I feel is cause she living around the way. Know she like the way I think her, cause she always wanna stay.
Let's take it back to the start of it. It was on you, and that was all I wanted. But these times move on, and all we have means nothing at all. But that's in the past, I'm going fast. My new bitch in the past, now she get what she wants. Sailing around Louboutin. How things have changed since the old days, when you were by my side and now I'm in the rain. Wishing you were still here. You were still here. She shining bright, diamonds on me. Now she flying at my policy. Her heart is cold as ice. It's always mine. We gon' ride through the night too. To find ourselves again, find ourselves again. It's cold as ice. It's always mine.
Yeah. Welcome. It's your boy Freeplay, and we're back with another video. What up? If you come into the chat, say what's up. Let's get it. Let me know as y'all pop in. I'm gonna play a few unreleased records, man. If y'all here early, y'all gonna hear some unreleased. I might have to cut this part of the live stream off when I drop the live stream, but if you here, you get to listen to some new music. Peace. So today we're gonna cook up for sure. I know you guys been waiting for this. I've been yapping, but we cooking up today. I'm just waiting for some people to show up. Waiting for it to go out to the world. Damn, my mic is too hot. Check. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's get it. MPC One, man. ASR 10 is dead, man. It's official, it's dead, man. It's dead, man. Let's go. Is that finance bro Cookup? I got the finance bro haircut. I got the finance bro outfit. We cooking up today though. No yapping. Shout out to my boy Devani. Yeah, man. The ASR 10 is dead officially, man. Sometimes that's what happens, man. God takes away the old so you can focus on the new, man. Come on now. Not all bad news is bad news, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. There's 3 people in the chat. Atmospheric. What up? What up? What's good, my brother? What's good, my brother? Today you'll see a Cookup, man. I'm just waiting for some people to show up, bro. Thank you for joining me again, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all being here, man. Showing appreciation, man. That's all we need sometimes. Some appreciation, bro. Goes a long way. Goes a long way. I'll keep playing some of this tape for you guys, man. All these songs that I'm playing, they're pretty much original songs made by me and Devani around October of last year, because it was around my birthday. My boy Devani, quick story time. He's a producer, engineer, amazing artist from Denver, Colorado. Shout out Denver, man. And we worked together for many years. We met at like the 3rd or 4th studio that I ever interned at. And we basically like been locked in ever since, man. And every time we get together, we make mad songs. We make mad records. He's one of the few producers, few artists that we just click, man. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but we make and finish a lot of records. Now we just gotta put them out now. But yeah, I'll play them now, man. But yeah, man, shout out Devani, my brother. I love you, my brother. What up, bro? What up? But yeah, I'll play a few records before we get to a Cookup. See what we make today. On an MPC One, AKAI MPC One. Let me know if the audio is coming through good, if the video is coming through good, if everything's crispy. Yes, sir. Fire, brother. Thank you for the feedback, my bro. Couldn't do this without y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know where to find me, always beside me. All I think about is you on top of me. The way you rolling it up, reminding me. That thing you do to bring me, you started me. Now she on her knees. Good brain like you from university. You were solid because celebrity. The way you looking at me, all I to see. You know I've been waiting all day.
We gonna cook up exclusively on AKAI MPC One. Yes, sir. All right, all right, all right. There's 3 people in the chat, so I'm gonna just get started, man. I'm gonna end up playing out a whole album, man. I'm gonna end up playing out a whole tape. All right, man. So yeah, that's a project, work in progress. Couple of tracks, man. But yeah, that was like we've been working since we've been working since forever, man. Like obviously, like I make beats. I'm a recording engineer and a recording artist. But I have an album out. Obviously, too. It's from about 20. It's already 4 years old, man. So I guess it's old to me, new to you guys. But yeah, man, I pride myself in finishing and putting out records. Obviously, like any recording artist, like any creative, there's tons and tons of unreleased music, and that was just I didn't want to come on here with the silence or yapping right away. Atmospheric got me stuck on that word, man. But yeah, it's all love. It's all love. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here with some energy and just start the process, man. I tried to turn on the ASR 10, and yesterday actually, I thought that the ASR 10 was not dead because what had happened was I had this Arturia Microlab keyboard right here on this corner, and I noticed that it was pressing some buttons. So as soon as I lifted it off, I turned it on. At one point, I turned on the ASR 10, and it passed. It passed the keyboard tuning thing. So I was like, oh, okay, stupid old me, man. And I did it like 3 times. And I thought it was just because this was here on top that it kept making the ASR 10 fail the keyboard calibration. But I was wrong because I cleared everything out and I started off. I powered on the keyboard, and I'm still getting that keyboard tuning keyboard fail. Sorry, guys. Yeah, man, I gave my brother-in-law I let him hold the SM7. I didn't give it to him, so I could always ask for it back, but I let him hold the SM7B, so I'm stuck using this Heel PR30, which is a great mic, but it's a little bit sensitive to like plosives, and I gotta use this pop shield in order to make sure that you guys get the best quality vocals. Finishing up my project is great. It's hard for us. Always want to make something new. Yeah, my brother. That's the story, of my life. I remember when I finished my album, Cole County, man, and that's available on all platforms. It was a very special moment because it's kind of it is my first album, and it's the culmination of many, many years of me putting a lot of records together. And then, I went through a tough period in my life. I was going through a breakup. I was going through falling out with some of my friends. Like, it was a weird ass time, man. Again, some of it I didn't understand why it was happening, but it was a great time to lock in. So I locked in and I finished the album. I mixed it myself, with the help of Devani, of course, and the help of Dan Walker, who mastered it. But it was also a special moment because during all this alone time, I wouldn't call it loneliness. It was an alone time. It was a time of concentration. I was able to lock in and finish this body of work, which I'm very, very proud of. It's like finishing a novel. It's like finishing a book. It's like putting out a movie. For us as recording artists, it's important to put out records, to put out singles, to put out beat tapes, to put out albums if you can. And I'm happy to say that I was able to do that. Now in this era of mass consumption and of quality, of quantity over quality, we're always pressured to keep rolling out music, keep releasing, keep dropping content. And I'm very proud of Cole County, man, because it's many years of work, and I think it's some of the best records that I had up to that point, and I was able to make it something that fit together and told my story. So yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to listen to it or have some time, definitely give it a spin and let me know what y'all think, man. Even if it's not, if it's not your cup of tea, but if you guys are here already, then something might have caught your eye, whether it's the way that I express myself, the way that I teach, the way that I share my vibe. So yeah, man, that's my main album that's out, and there's a few singles that I've dropped after that on all platforms or whatever through DSPs. But for those of you guys that may be going through something or feel like things are falling apart, sometimes is God, is the universe telling you to lock in, and that's a perfect moment to concentrate and to do your thing, man, and to put something out there, bro. Like, I recommend it, man, even if it's SoundCloud. So I started dropping music on SoundCloud first, and that helped me, like, just get myself out there. I remember getting my first, like, record, my first single on SoundCloud to hit, like, 1,000 plays, and I felt so good, man, and now, like, having this channel and hitting 1,000 subscribers, it might be a small feat to some, but to me, even one person being here means the world to me, because it shows me that there's potential, and potential is the greatest thing, man, because it helps you keep going. It shows you possibility, like, if you keep showing up, then it's only a matter of time before the rest of the world catches on, or the people that need to catch on will catch on. So yeah, man, that's about it. That's as much talking as I will do about that. Yeah, nah, man. Drum and bass is dope too, and hip hop does have that quantity stuff. I think when trap music came around, and it's not because the music is bad quality. I won't say that, but you have artists that are prolific. I will say there's prolific artists in hip hop after Lil Wayne, Future, Lil Baby, Young Thug. These artists that are able to just put out so much material. It kind of like, it took hip hop in a direction where you have Lauryn Hill and you have artists like Nas that have, smaller bodies of work, but they could be considered like, the core of hip hop, or, like legendary status in hip hop. And you didn't have to do much. Even an artist, I mean, not everybody's a A$AP Rocky fan, but he has a handful of albums. He doesn't have like a lot of albums. And artists like Lil Wayne or Future, they have mixtapes, they have albums, they have albums with over 17 tracks. So there was a big shift, I think, and that happened with Wayne first, and then other artists follow suit, coming from that genre, that subgenre of hip hop. If that's just my assessment, but I could be wrong. You guys are free to share your opinion in the chat. But yeah, enough of that, man. As you can see, the AKAI MPC One is on the mode where these things are flashing. Maybe let me see. I'm gonna move the chat, bro. Actually, I didn't even think this through. I'm gonna move the chat to the other side because it's blocking the MPC. Let me move it. See if it doesn't mess it up. Hold on. Put it over here behind me. Something different. Oh shit. Oh, sorry. Not trying to curse. Let me put it up here against this black sound panel. All right. Let's see how this works. All right. Let me know if you guys see the chat on the other side now. Yeah, I see it now. I updated it on my phone. I have my phone off to the side too to just make sure. I'm gonna put it actually over here. Yeah, so I got the chat box out the way. So as you guys could see right here, I have the MPC One on its original, like how it will look when it starts up. We're gonna start with a new project. This is my first time, like, kind of going through this process on video. I've been experimenting here and there, and I think I know my way around it enough to make a beat um that won't be super embarrassing. And if it is, then who cares? You gotta make whack beats to get to good beats. That's my theory. So I'm gonna go to new project. Okay, and then when you load up new project, you have track one, which is drum 001, and then from there you could browse. If you double click this button here, you could go to expansions, drums. Let me see, factory expansion. So that'll give you basically like whatever comes with the AKAI MPC One, acoustic drum tools, producer kit essentials, classic drum machines. Welcome to ATL kits, which is a bunch of trap kits. Welcome to ATL melodics, which is also more trap kits and some melodies. Marco Polo Lo-Fi Boom Volume 1, percussion tools. What else? ATL. Damn, that got like opposite. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong side. But yeah, ATL song starters and percussion tools. So it comes with 8 expansions for the AKAI MPC One. I know the Key 37 Gen 2 comes with more like plugins instead of expansions, and this, because of the format, comes it comes with more expansions. So that's a difference. Like they come with different sounds, you know. But yeah, so I also have, like, if I go here to load, it'll take me to my browser, and here I have my SD card, which is like a 128, and I've loaded up some drum kits of my own from my computer to have them here. So let's see here. I'm gonna create a drum kit. I'm gonna create a drum kit first. So I'm gonna start with some drums, and then from there we'll look at some melodies, maybe some plugins. I have a keyboard here that's connected on the USB, and this is like a Key 37, right? Or 25, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Okay. So there's a micro lab, so you could play some keys here. It has 2 octaves, so you got 2 octave key right there. 25 key, whatever, I think, more or less. But yeah, so let's load up some drums. So let's see samples. So I copped on Drum Broker. Shout out Drum Broker. I copped something called the Slow Cooker Volume 1, which I thought sounded dope. And I just loaded it up here. It has breaks, it has compositions, drum one shots, hat and ride loops, melodic, and FX one shots. So let's start with some drum one shots, go through some kicks, pick out a kick and a snare. I'm gonna try to keep it simple just to keep things moving along. Let me see. I think it's actually on save, so let me go to load. Yeah, load. So places, Free MPC. That's the name. Free MPC is the name of my SD card. So MPC documents, samples, slow cooker. You could use the jog wheel to click, or you could use a touchpad. I like to use the jog wheel just because I'm used to the MPC 2000 XL. So kicks, let's go audition some kicks. So if you keep going through the kicks with the scroll wheel, with the, what do you call this? Basically like the main jog wheel. I call it a jog wheel. You see, it's a little bit distorted. Sit down, mama. Okay, make sure I just plugged it out of the ASR, so try to make sure that the sounds, I like that kick. So yeah, so once you have a kick that you like, you press a pad and hit load. Now you got that kick right there on that pad. So I'm not gonna go through a bunch of kicks. Sometimes I create a whole kit and then just create kits that day. Like if you guys ever watch like DJ Dahi, he goes through it. Like as a producer, That's why Cookup sometimes on live stream is kind of like, it could be very performative and kind of like, you know how you saw the RZA on the beat thing is an old video, but you might make something whack because the reality of the situation is like you're not gonna make something fire every time. And a lot of producers, it takes hours. It takes like 8 hours to make a fire beat sometimes, because you'll go through it, make a dope beat, trash it. I mean, make a whack beat, trash it. Some days you might just be going through samples and creating drum kits. Other days you might be chopping up drum loops. Other days you might be going through presets, etc., etc. So if you're really about this, if you really make records, you know that it's not just like, all right, I'm gonna make a hot ass beat every time. That's not reality. Bella's in the back, so I'm just checking on her. So let me hear what kick I have. So I like that too, like that I could audition my kick while whatever I loaded here while I'm looking at the snare, because I do want to see what the sound sounds like in relation to what I'm already building on. Kind of like that. Get a hand cam. Yeah, man, I'm gonna get another camera over here eventually. I've discussed a bit, you know, why I don't really like to show the screen necessarily, because a lot of what I do could be translated to other machines if you just follow along with the process. Kick and snare, you could load a kick and snare here, or a kick and snare in FL Studio, or kick and snare in Ableton. It's the same thing. So it's kind of more of like the process, my approach. But yeah, in the future I do plan on getting like a switcher and having an overhead cam, but we gotta work with what we have, you know. Okay, I like this one. Load. All right, so we got kick, snare, and I'll get a hi-hat for kicks. I'm not, no pun intended, but I kind of want to work with a hi-hat loop or a drum break as well. So let me go in here. I kind of want like a really dead hat. That's kind of dead. All right, and then from there I'll get an open hat. But yeah, I know obviously like it's MPC One. You want to see the screen of the MPC One. But yeah, in the future we'll have an overhead cam, another FX30 hopefully, or FX3. I like that one too. I'm gonna put it here. So whatever pad lights up green, as you can see, that's where you're loading it up. And then if you do have, the pads feel great. The pads feel great. They're a little bit smaller than the 2000 XL, but similar feel on the hands. And that's the MPC sample. But as far as feel, the sample, they're very tiny, the pads, but they have the same texture, if that helps. If you have the sample. So if you have the MPC sample, you want to know how the pads feel. Same. Very responsive. They feel really good. If you come from the MPC world, they feel like MPC pads, you know. There's nothing to complain about that. On my end, I do notice that the live, when I seen it in person, the live 2 had pad sizes that were closer to the 2000 XL. The 2000 XL pads are bigger though. Freedom, what's up, my brother? Thank you for joining us. That's kind of cool. Open hat, load. So whenever a pad I touch it, it lights up green. That's gonna be where if I hit load, it's gonna load to the to this program that I'm creating, or I could load it to the pool. And then when I go to sample edit, it's going to be part of my pool of samples that I could do stuff to it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that one too. So let me load that one here. All right, so we have some hats and an open hat. Let me actually get another kick that's similar. Sometimes, okay, so I don't want to eject that drive. I wanted to go back in the folder. So yeah, folder, boom. So let me see, kick. That one's cool. Let me load it here. Load. And I'll get another snare as well. Let me see snares. Rim. Lately, I've been liking like really, really dead snares with not too long of a tail. I think that one is kind of what I'm talking about. All right, so we got 2 rows of samples, and from there, basically, like before I start, so obviously these are like boom bap drums. So if you're cooking up, the drums are gonna be the foundation of where you stand, as far as like, does it sound like an old school hip hop beat, or does it sound like something modern? And even your melody could dictate that. But drums, I forgot what artist was it. Hold on, what happened to my chat? It went all the way up here. Okay, fixed it now. Yeah, so like even I think it was Ye that was saying like something that you could rework a record and make it sound up to date if you update the drums. So that's something to keep in mind. But I'm really digging this pack. Big speaker. What, this speaker right here? This one, it's actually muted. It's actually muted. So yeah, this speaker is on an Argosy stand, so it's not going nowhere. This is a very heavy duty stand, and these are Focal Twin 6 BEs. For those of you guys that may or may not know, very popular studio speakers, and I fell in love with these speakers at the same studio that I met Devani. So if you guys were here for the beginning, I used to intern / be an assistant engineer and engineer at Terminus Recording Studios, which is now the Penthouse Recording Studios in Times Square, on the same building as Quad Studios, which is the studio that Tupac got shot at in New York. Not when he passed away, but when he got shot at in New York, that he thought it was Biggie. And then that's when the West Coast, East Coast beef started off. And yeah, so I worked in that same building, and I actually interned at Quad Studios as well. So yeah, man, there's a lot of pictures of Pac in that building and actually in that rooftop. So it's iconic, man, and I'm grateful to have been there. But yeah, these speakers ain't going nowhere. And actually, I have them muted right now, so they're on, but there's no audio coming through them. I'm working off of the headphones right now. But yeah, man, thank you for looking out. All right, cool. So let me go to menu, and I'm actually gonna save. If I go to main, I'm gonna save this drum kit. So I'm gonna go, actually main. I'm gonna go to save. If you double tap the load button, or actually if you go to menu, you hit save on the icon that's on menu. Boom, and you could hit save drum program. So I'm gonna save it on the free MPC drive. I have a drum program, Freeplay MPC drums. Go back. Drum program, free MPC. I had an actual folder for programs. Let me see if it was here. Yeah, drum programs. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna save this as, yeah. So the touchscreen is pretty responsive, and actually, like, I would have been standing up while I was working on this, but there we go. So I'm gonna save this as drums. Let's say YouTube Cookup. And what's today's date? The 4th or something like that? August 4th, yeah. So let's put August 4th. And this is not normally how I would name my files. I usually name it a name, and then I put the BPM. I sometimes put the key, Freeplay, whatever. But this is a YouTube Cookup, August 4th, 2026. So in case something goes wrong, knock on wood, I'll be able to start from where I left off. Do it. Save. Okay, so now my drum program is saved. I'm also going to save the project. So I'm going to hit save project, and then I'm going to call it, now let me go to the folder where I have projects, 2026. See, look, I clicked on the wrong thing, but I think it's because of the way I'm standing. Because I haven't had any issues with the touchscreen. I think it's just because of the way that it's angled and I'm standing. Some people use like one of those pens, and that helps sometimes. Okay, July 2026. Now let's make a new folder. August. I like to make my folders by year and by month. That way you know like where you was at, kind of. August 2026. And then we'll make this one new folder. We'll call it YouTube. Do it. And then I'm going to just call this one by the date August 4 live Cookup. There we go. Do it. So it's important to save, obviously, on anything. All right. So we'll go back to main. All right. So August 4th live Cookup. We got the drums. Okay. Let me read the chat. What's up, Freeplay? Peace, Ensoniq. What's up, my brother? Yeah, man, the drums are from the Slow Cooker, from the Drum Broker. If you guys want these drums, they're not mine. I just, I've been trying to buy packs so that I could cook here without getting copyright strikes. And I bought these like last week. Ensoniq, my brother, thank you for your support always, my brother. Melanin Rich Apparel, 1980. What's up, man? I have the same MPC One Gen 2, and I need to learn everything, every bit of it. Peace and love, Brooklyn. Yo, what up, Brooklyn, man? I'm in Queens, man. What's up? What's up? Brooklyn in the house, New York City, bro. But yes, if you used an MPC before, it's not rocket science. You could find your way around it, and, it's not crazy. So let me change the BPM. I'm going to click on the BPM. I'm going to choose 86. Do it. 86 because that's my birth year. Not trying to show my age, but who cares? And then if you double click the load button or the save button, that's a quick way to just that's kind of like hitting Command S. And I'm a big, no matter what I work in, if I work in Pro Tools, if I work in Ableton or FL, I'm a Command S spammer. I'm spamming Command S throughout the whole time if I'm recording an artist as well, because I don't trust autosave. Even though FL Studio, in my opinion, has the best autosave, I don't trust it. So when I'm working on this, once I figured out that if I double tap the second button from the top, this button right here, you could be saving all the time with that. So I hit that every once in a while. And the MPC itself, you could put the autosave in the settings. I could go and check menu. And I could go to preferences. Let me see where it would be. Project load and save. So I have it into timeout. Autosave is enabled. So that's where you would go. So you would go to settings, preferences, project load and save, and make sure it's enabled. I don't think it was enabled when it comes by default. So now the autosave will go, and I think 10 minutes is where it is now. Let me see if I could change that. 1 minute, maybe I could put it on. I think because it says timeout, but I don't know if that's the time where it's like the screen goes blurry or when it auto saves. But I'll put it on 1 minute and I'll see what happens. All right, so I'm gonna go back menu or main. Main is always gonna give you back to the main screen. This is your safety button right here, so this is always gonna bring you back home. All right. Ensoniq, I just hopped off for a few minutes to check out your music. Paper Chase hits hard. Oh, yo, man, thank you, my brother. That's one of my favorite records. I think my boy JR made the beat for Paper Chase in the productions. But yeah, everybody's credited. It was a big collaboration because that album was like a lot of producers that are all my boys. These are not beats that I bought off of anywhere. Some of the beats are made by myself. I mixed the whole album, or I did the final mix on most of the album Devani might have mixed a record here or there, or he started a mix and then I finished it. But yeah, man, thank you for checking out Cole County, man. It was a very proud moment to put out a whole album and just say, hey, that's it, I'm done with this. And now I'm working on more music, and I hope that I'll be able to release something soon by working on some of these things. I have a lot of unreleased music. I'm just like, as an artist, I don't know where I'm at yet. Like, I was releasing a lot of Spanish music as well, so I was unsure of what direction I'm gonna keep going in. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you guys put out music, is the same thing for you guys. But yeah, let's start with a little quick. Let's make a quick drum pattern, man. So I'm gonna hit record, play, start, and let me see. You could try to like do the whole. So right now I don't have the full level. Sometimes when it's boom bap stuff, I like to kind of like just play around. I do have the timing correct on. You could turn it off here, or you could turn it off right here. The second button, I guess this middle down button right here. You could turn off the thing. But yo, Ensoniq, thank you for showing love, bro, and listening to some of the records or that record. Let me turn it off. So right away you could turn it on and off right here. That's dope. I like that. That you could turn off time correct right there. But this is again, and I'm talking like I've never really used a new AKAI system, and this is kind of my first time making a beat and walking myself and you guys through it. But I feel comfortable enough with the basics that I feel like I could try an idea today. So I said, let me hop on, do something, and see where it goes. Okay, I'm gonna hit undo. So because I was recording to the arrangement. So there's nothing wrong like recording to the arrangement will go like if you hit arrangement or if you hit arrange here, that's basically your timeline like a DAW. But what I like to do, and this is something that is kind of new, and you do have to pay for it, I think, in the Pro Pack. I like to record to clips because I come from Ableton and my mind is able to grasp that. And if you come from Machine, you'll be able to grasp it as well. Like clips are like the same as patterns in Machina. So yeah, so I like to make different clips and play with different ideas. So let me go back to main, and then if I hit where it says arrange right next to drum, and if you have an MPC and you following along, it'll be easier that way. There will be a camera in the future pointing at the screen. Yeah, I'm always saving my bro. So I'm gonna hit the jog wheel over, and it's an unused clip, which I have it at default length to 100 bars, and it's not a fixed record length because usually your sequence is set to like, let's say 2 bars by default. So it's only gonna let you record a 2-bar loop and stop you, and then you will have to like either duplicate it or extend it there. But what I like to do when I'm freestyling or when I'm trying to start an idea is that I'll play with the pads for not 100 bars. I'm not gonna do that now, but I'll just play, and then you could pick a section that you like, and then you could edit that. So let me just show you guys an example. I'm gonna turn timing correct back on 1/16th note. There's no swing on it right now, but anyway, record, play, start. All right, let's see what. So then you go hit that back. What up, man? Louisiana, yo, I haven't seen you here before, bro. Thank you for popping in. 337 Julius. What up, my brother? Louisiana, much love. All right, so I have a seven bar like loop. So let me hear it back. See what part I want to keep. Some of it is off timing. So I like that little section right there, but that like the first bar I didn't like. So what I could do is I could put the start and I could click on where it says start and I could go to 2, or I could go to loop start actually and go to 2, and then I'm gonna just take that 2-bar loop. So then I could put the length here. It says 7. I'm gonna just go down, make it 2 bars. Let me see how that sounds. So yeah, now we got like a 2-bar loop. And there, what I could do now too is I could go into the time correct window and maybe see if I could add some swing, because it sounds a little bit robotic. Let me see. It's at 50. On my 2000 XL, I like my swing at like 63. But remember, every MPC is different and every MPC swings different. So you got to kind of use your ears at this point. So let me go to like 57. It says shift timing is at 0. And then it says window 100, which I don't know what that stands for in strength. So let me go to, and then it did an auto save right there. So I guess, yeah, if you enable auto save and put it to the time, it was at 10 minutes before. I put it for a minute. I think you should leave it at a minute so that it auto save every minute, even if you don't hit or spam the save button, mess up your click on. I mean, you're not going to mess it up, but I mentioned it before. Every tack switch has a lifespan. Shift timing, let's see. It goes all the way up to max is 48 on the timing. So you could play around with these figures, or you could shift time it negative, which I think will make it earlier instead of later, obviously. So let's just shift time it like 8, actually 7, swing 57, hit do it. I like that because that comes from the 2000 XL where you hit do it. Let's see. Yeah, so that gave it a little bit of a better swing in my opinion. So then if you go to a range, not a range, if you click on the clip. So here you have like, I know it's hard to kind of see it. You guys got to kind of like just take my word for it. Here you have the MIDI notes where you could click it. It's kind of basically like the Fruity FL Studio piano roll. So if you're familiar with the piano roll, that's what you will get here. I'm not going to go deep into it because we're going to just make a quick beat. All right, so we have a drum pattern on clip 1. And then if you go to your clip matrix, let's see. You go boom, boom, main. Oh, yeah, I have it right here. So I made a shortcut for my clip matrix right here. Boom. And then it has my drum 1 right there. So the reason why I like making clips is because I could go right in the same drum program. I could just go to the side. It says 1. I go to 2. It says unused. I could start making another drum pattern. So let me or you could duplicate that one, right? So that'll be the drum pattern without hi-hats. And if I hit this this little, there's like a pencil. My bad guys, my bad. There's like a pencil icon, and right under that there's like a play with a plus sign. So if I hit that, it'll duplicate the clip. Boom. So now it says duplicate clip to the next empty clip. So now we have the same clip. I'm gonna overdub some hi-hats. This I'm gonna edit this sample. It's a little too loud for my taste. So let me see. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go to the pad mixer. So if you hit mixer twice, it'll take you to the pad mixer, and then you could change the level of each pad. So I'm gonna go right away and change that open hat is kind of like too loud. And I like that. I like that I could just go there mad quick. In the 2000 XL, you would have to hit shift mixer, and then you could mess with the pad mixer. And you know the 2000 XL also has a pad mixer. So let me see. I'm gonna lower all the hi-hats a bit, and I'm doing it by ear. This one was low already. I like my kicks and my snare at max. So yeah, so now that's part of mixing. So right away you get the level in relation to. So that's not how the original sample went, and then right away you're mixing your beat, if you will. All right, so this is the clip 2. Now I'm gonna add a little hi-hat. I'm gonna turn off time correction for the hi-hats. So I'm gonna turn that off, and I'm gonna hit overdub play start so I can record over the pattern that's already there, because if I hit record play start, I'll be recording over the kick and the snare, and it'll delete it and just keep the hi-hats, if that makes sense. Hold on, undo. I had a different idea for what I wanted to do. Hold on, I wanted to do an open after that. I came in too hot. Kind of want him to be subtle. Damn, it was. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm gonna actually turn that autosave, because I saw that it stops what I'm doing, so I'm gonna put it to like 5 minutes, because I hit it myself anyway. So I'm gonna hit menu preferences. I'm gonna hit the timeout to like, let's say every 10. I'm gonna leave it how it was before. But yeah, let me go back to the main page and try that again. Oh, it was already there. Let me undo record event. Undo again. Okay. Okay, there we go. I want to do it one more time. Okay. So yeah, we got a little kick, snare, hi-hat pattern, and then the clip 1. So if I go to my clip matrix, I have this pattern without the hi-hats, and then I have, and that already starts creating like different like sections that you could use either one for. But yeah, let's listen to this one, and now let's go. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna hit the double tap. Boom. So now I'm gonna go to my browser by hitting load. So it's right next to menu load. That takes me to where I could find my samples. And this pack has like melodic hits and stuff too, so we could look at that. So what I want to do too, so I have that already. All right, so let's chop up a drum break too, like just to have that as a backup. So I'm gonna go through my breaks. This is a 86 beat. This whole pack has like breaks coming from like 64 BPM, which you can make any break any tempo because you have the super algorithm, right? But let me go down to see if they have an 86 BPM one. No, of course they do. That's dope. And what I'm gonna do is, instead of loading it onto this drum program, I'm gonna load the break to the pool. So remember, before I was clicking on something and I was loading it into this, into this program. This program only has 4 pads occupied. You have 4 banks. But yeah, what I want to do is load it into the sample pool, so then I could chop up the drum break. So I'm gonna hit load to pool. Okay, I'm gonna hit save. So I'm neurotic like that. So then I'm gonna hit the sample edit button, which is right here next to the play start button. Okay, and then there's my There's my drum loop. All right, so it has the BPM here as 85.58. I already know because of the, this is from a pack. It says 86 BPM. So I'm going to change that to 86, or yeah, I'm going to change that to 86. Do it. And then you have here, you have your, you could play the loop. If you play this button here, and I think they got this from the 2500 or the 1000, it starts playing the loop closer to the end, and then this will play it at the end. Every button does something different. So this loops it. This pad 16. If you leave it pressed, it'll loop the whole. I think it went around already, actually. Okay, yeah, it did. So yeah, that's that. There is a perfect loop there, obviously. So then there's a trim, like it says trim right here on the bottom corner. You just hit that, and it'll go to chop. So this is where you would chop, obviously, the word. It says it. And then you could put manual chop, which anytime you hit it, it'll start doing whatever you click. All right, so that was just like wherever I hit it, based on the timing, it created a chop. Okay, so I'm gonna actually like undo that, and then what you could do is hit shift, and then you could hit clear all, and it'll clear all the chops. So yeah, I learned a few things so far. I learned a few things watching a lot of videos and just experimenting with it. The best way to learn, in my opinion, is to watch, implement, or just experiment and see if you could wrap your head around how you already know how to make beats anywhere else. So you could chop it by BPM chop. It knows already the BPM of the loop. Let's see what it made. It's pretty accurate. Or you could go to regions. So it has it on 16 regions, which will be the same as BPM for this sake. And it has like 16 slices basically. Or if you want to make the chops a little smaller, you could make it 32 regions. You double it up, right? So let me make it 32. And it'll put them on like a separate bank. Like whenever you run out of the 16 pads, obviously it'll go over to the next bank, if you will. But then this will give me like half of that loop. So let me see. So then I only have that, right? Then if I go to bank B, I think, yeah, there you go. I like that little roll at the end. So this is kind of like, it's so quick, man. That's why this is so quick. This is like when you separate it into zones inside the MPC 2000 XL. So this is kind of like the Pete Rock method that I've discussed before on my channel, where you get a perfect loop. You tell it how many zones you want once you know the BPM, and it's looping perfectly, which this is from a pack, so obviously it is going to loop perfectly. But if you lifted this off of a vinyl record, all you would have to do is make sure that on your trim window, when you hit this button, right, and you don't have any chops, you're getting a perfect loop. And then you could go obviously like into process. You could figure out the BPM. You could tap out the BPM. There's a lot of ways. And I not misread, but I think somebody was misinformed saying that this doesn't have that, like when you go into the parameters in the 2000 XL, if you have a 2000 XL, it'll tell you the BPM as long as you tell it how many beats. This has the same feature too. You just got to dig a little bit in the menu. But I like that it has that, albeit inside of a menu. It's not the same, but it's an MPC, man. I know people say this is a DAW in a box, which it is because it has more features, but it still has a pad mixer. My 2000 XL has a pad mixer. My 2000 XL has a mixer too for the tracks. This has track mute and pad mute, which is the same thing, just in a different era with a touchscreen. So I mean, I get the gripes because people are like, oh, I don't want a DAW in a box, but just say you want a more limited workflow, because this has compressors, this has reverbs, whatever. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. And again, I'm not sponsored by AKAI. I paid for this with my own money, so this is not a commercial for them. But hey, if they do want to send me the bag, we could talk about it. Anyways, so I hit main. It took me out back to this drum pad, and where are my slices? Well, I haven't assigned them to a program yet. So let me go back to sample, edit, go to that drum break. There we go, and go back to chop. All right, and I'm on bank B, so it's showing me the second half of the loop. So then if I want to assign this to a program, what I do is I hit shift and convert. So that's a little bit of menu diving. Shift, convert, and then right there it says drum track using slices, and that's what I want. So I'm gonna hit do it. Boom. So now when I go back to main, now we have and there's on bank A and then bank B. Bank C, there's nothing because I only did 32 chops. But anyway, so there you have it. Let me hit save. And I'm only saving the project. So if I wanted to save this drum break sliced up, I could save this as a drum program as well. So it's the same thing as like when you save all programs and sequences or all programs and sounds, etc. But yeah, so if we want, that's what we have so far. Let's try to make a new pattern with this right now. And let me mute that track, drum track 1. I'm gonna mute it because I kind of want to just record the break. Main. So yeah, I could have created a new sequence without that drum track that I played earlier or whatever that I programmed earlier, but I kind of want to just want to get this part actually, and then what you could do is rearrange it, which is what I like to do. Sometimes I'll play it straight, but you could also just start here. So yeah, then that'll rearrange it because I'm starting from like different places. Anyway, so let me record that with the time correction on, and it's at 86, the same BPM as the loop, and let's see if we could do this break. So yeah, so then that is a 2-bar loop, 2 bars. Let's hear it back. So yeah, it's pretty good there. And it actually has the swing 57 and 7. So it's a little bit, it's swung already. And then when I'm listening for samples or for melodic samples over that, sometimes what I like to do is play this. Let's go into the mixer. And for this whole drum loop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to effects. I'm going to load up this EQ. It comes with the Pro Pack, the visual EQ, which I like, even though I heard it's not accurate where the frequencies are, but I never trust any of those visual EQs. I do like to see the waveform, but I trust my ears, and that's years of being a recording engineer. So I know how much I'm cutting off based on what I hear on my headphones or on my speaker. So yeah, I have the visual EQ there. I know it's hard to see, but just trust me. Let me take out some of the low end. Let me see. So I could just use the top. I like the EQ, man. That's one thing I'm gonna say, bro. I like the effects on this. And if you guys use Pro Tools, like there's a lot, and again, I that's why I wanted to get this, because I wanted to criticize it by knowing it, not criticize it, but give my feedback by actually using it. Like Air, the company AIR is mad old school in Pro Tools. So I don't know if in music, obviously they bought it. It seems like they're under the same umbrella. I don't care. But Air is a professional plugin company that has been making plugins for years, and it's professionally used on a lot of big records that you've already heard. So, I know people say, oh, the visual EQ is broken because it doesn't cut where you see it or what frequencies it says. Use your ears, man. I mean, obviously they may fix it in an update. I don't see anything wrong with it, because when I'm twisting the EQ, same thing as if I'm using a mixing board. You don't see a visual on a mixing board. So if you come from, I just like the fact that I could turn a knob, and that's why I've always wanted to work standalone. And right now I'm not using the software at all. I have OBS open on my computer. I'm just using I don't have an EQ besides a filter on my 2000 XL. So this is the first time that I'm able to take a drum loop and like cut the low end, because if you guys know, the 2000 XL only has a low pass filter. Anyways, so this is what I would do with my ASR 10. So yeah, so what I'm gonna try to do now is layer. Let me see if that fits with whatever I had going on. Let me unmute whatever drum pattern I had. Track mute. Now I'm gonna redo a clip. So I'm gonna go to main. I'm gonna switch over to my drum 1, and I'm gonna go to my clip. I'm gonna make a new clip, and I'm gonna hear it back. So I'm just testing it out to see if I could play over this drum break, and just use the top of that loop of that break and use my own kick and snare. Okay, let me see. Trying to see if maybe I use a different kick. I'm gonna try to find a different kick that matches more with this flat kick. So let me go back on my kick folder. Drum 1 shots. You know what? I'm gonna go into I like last time we was in the Jake 1 snare Jordan. Those are always hitting for. So yeah, I'll take a break from there. And this is how I would normally work. I'm gonna go through my Freeplay MPC drums, BAP, Jake 1, snare Jordan is the trusty. Let's go to random volume 5 or something. Let's see. There, I like that one actually. See right away. So I'm gonna replace this one. It's kind of too. I like that one. This one is kind of like flat and dead, and I like that. I like those snares, it's fine. So let me go back to main. I'm gonna do something like that. Let me record that. Let me do the 2-bar. See if it layers right. Undo. That's off, obviously. Undo. turn off the time correct. Oh, because I also have the swing on. That's why. Let me just put it. If it's at 50, it's no swing. So let me put it at 0, and then I'm gonna also turn off the time correct. And time correct off. You could start with the snare. Sometimes people just do the snare. Let's see. See that first bar, I could probably, hold on. You could move stuff too, and like with your finger. Let me see. Okay, let's try that. So that's 1 bar. Yeah. So then what I would do too is like now go to the pad mixer and lower my snare maybe to balance it. Yo, Bash, what up? What up, my brother? What's good? Okay, so now what I'm going to do too is go to main, and I'm going to duplicate this clip, and I'm going to add the kick now. So let me see. Okay, let me add a kick layer to that. Undo. Sometimes it takes multiple tries. Oh, I have my timing correct off, which I did want that for the snare, but for the kick, I want it on the 1. I'm going to change the timing correct to like 1/8, just to lock it in a little tighter. The snare is not on the grid, so that's fine with me. Okay, so then, yeah, that throws it. Let's see if we just do a 1/8. It actually corrected the other one. Let's turn that off. Okay, because it quantized that. So what I could do too is I could duplicate this whole drum program, and I could record like with the same program. So let me do that actually. Boom, hit this plus. So what I did is I instead of having it highlighted on the clip, I went to the drum 001 and clicked here, and then right under the pencil, it has a plus icon. So then it duplicated the track. So now I have on track 1 is drum 00, is the same, is a copy basically, but it's with new clips, and this clip is empty. So I want to make it separate from the snare. That way I could mess with the timing without affecting the snare that I already did, which I like where it's sitting. Yeah, like I like the way that the snare is layered, and sometimes whatever, I'll keep it, or sometimes I don't layer the drum break, but here I filtered it out, so I kind of want to add my own kick. So what I'm actually do is I'm gonna take this kick, I'm gonna put it on 16 levels, velocity, yeah, and then hit close. That way I could do. It's kind of like using multiple kicks because they're all hitting at different levels. I gotta remember that. I already did the snare. Hold on. Okay, let me see. 2 bars. So the snare is only 1 bar. Let me see if the kick works at 2 bar. Let me try something again. A little bit off. It's also swung. So. Okay. 2. Oh, I have it on 1/8 still. That's why 2. 1/16 is what I want. Close, undo, record. Okay, that's what I want. Do it again. Then I'm gonna nudge. I'm actually go into the clip editor and nudge it around. I'm gonna move it around. Okay, let me make that. Let me work with that. So let me hit save. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the actual like velocity. I'm gonna click on the actual clip, into the clip here. Main, actually, if you just go to the clip wherever the notes are right there, you just double click there and then it'll give you the notes. So you'll see it kind of like the FL Studio piano roll there. So as I nudged, so basically I'm gonna select all of them. I'm gonna hit this little like square tool, and you could also click on the name and it'll highlight everything. So it's on nudge. And then if you hit the jog wheel, it'll start moving them over. But let's see, don't snap. That way it'll nudge it just little by little. Because if it's on snap, it'll jump too far. So let me see. I could pinch to zoom. And then there I can start picking like where it lands. Let me see. That way I could like kind of get the layer as close as I want it to, so it could sound like with the drum break. So the first kick, I'm gonna highlight them one by one. I'm gonna see this one. Then I'm gonna highlight this one and move it over a little bit, see if it's earlier or later. Move it back a little bit. Move it up. I liked it kind of where it was. That one's a little late, so I'm gonna click on that one and move it back. See, yeah. So then you could keep going like one by one. This is how I would work. I'm very meticulous when I'm like layering my kicks because I don't want any phasing or like it sound like too rigid. Kind of want it to hit wherever the kick was originally hitting on the break. So I don't know if you guys layer your drums or make other types of beats, but anyways, this is how I would do it. But yeah, let me see. Zoom out. I'm gonna delete this kick right here. This other one. Could use the one from the sample. That double kick is off to me, so I'm gonna delete one of them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just layer like the first kicks. So you know, there's not a rule of thumb. You don't gotta copy the same drum pattern. At least the way that I listen to layering or how I do it is kind of like to accentuate it. And then obviously, like, I could filter some of the original one back because I didn't commit to it on the way in, like if you would have got it off of a DJ mixer. So let me delete that second hit. Let me see what I got. Yeah, so that's good enough for me. I'm not gonna waste time with that. I'm gonna hit save, and then I'm gonna go back to the mixer so that I could take this visual EQ that I have on it, and then I'm gonna play with the frequency of the break to see how much of the low end I could get away with bringing back in now that I have my kick layer, my kick and snare layer. So let me play it back with the snare and kick that I added, playing along with it. I'm gonna cut some of the high end too. Alright. So I like where that's sitting for like my drum sound, my percussion. Go to the mixer, go to volume, and I'm gonna like balance out my kick versus the break. Okay, so that's just a little mix. I like to mix as I go along and how I hear things. So I'm gonna also like, sometimes I'll like play the drum break and then I start going over melodic samples or melodic one shots. I see how that pen, like if you have one of those touch pad pens, like that really like old people be using, where it's like a pen and then on the back is like a touchscreen thing that you could use like for iPads, I guess, or tablets. I see how that could be helpful. Let me see MPC documents. I'm using this kind of like a tablet, or you could use it like, you could go like this too. You don't gotta use the touchscreen, I guess, if you don't want to. Sample. I like kind of this way better with the jog wheel than like hitting the thing. I don't know. I'm finding my way around it, so there's not one way, Let's use like some melodic one shots instead of, because they do have compositions here which are dope. So look, they got like, let's hear one of them. And they got the stems to it. You could change the volume of the audition. It's like mad loud. Okay, and then another cool thing, let me hit stop. So if you hit audition, you could highlight warp, sync, or whatever auto stands for, and I guess it'll just sync it to your BPM already. So then that way you could play your drums while you hear the composition. So let me see if I hit sync. Let me see something. Or maybe it was already on sync. I think it was already on sync. Because it is highlighted already. So it's on auto. Auto is highlighted, sync is highlighting, and I think auto means just play it automatically, and warp is highlighted. So let's see. I think that means just like Ableton, when you're going through your browser, it matches this to the BPM of your session, which is very fire. Let's hit play. Yo, I mean, there's so many places, bro. Like, if you have a Splice subscription, Splice is pretty fire. But I wouldn't recommend, like, this has a Splice folder and it'll just take everything you added on Splice and it'll really bog up your card or fill up your card. So with Splice, I would probably just add it to a folder separately and then put it on my SD card myself. But Splice is valid. Splice has a lot of things. Some people think Splice is saturated, so that's up to you. Sometimes I don't do it all the time, but I'll get like I subscribe to the newsletter for the Drum Broker, and that's where like they sell the filth. If you're into boom bap, right? Like, and then I'll just buy different like producers packs sometimes, like, like the Cody. Like if you're into trap, I remember I bought the Reddit like drum kit that he was selling like for $30 here and there. Like I'll buy, I think Chemix had a kit that was like $5. But I bought stuff from the Drum Broker before. I bought stuff off of Kingsway Music Library, which has made it on like Professional Records, and a lot of the Drum Broker stuff, like all the curators on that. I think that's pretty fire. But I'll just go through them, and if you like the sounds, then then you just put your money up if you want. I do recommend supporting obviously like people that make packs or whatever, but there's free stuff out there too, man. Obviously, there's always Reddit. There's always Reddit, which has everything. So that's just like a personal philosophy. Like I like to buy my plugins and my packs. Although I've been given packs by other producers that they bought it, or I don't know if they were like the third person to get it. And then I have a hard drive and multiple glyph drives, if you know what those are. They're like these big drives that 2 terabytes, just drums, compositions, or a lot of times I'll make my own loops too, So this is just like a cook-up. I don't know if it could be considered a quick cook-up anymore because I've been on probably for an hour already. But let me see what else we got. These are just the compositions. So let's see. Play. So it's synced already, which is dope. And then if you hit the audition button, a little fader will come up, and I put it down to negative 14.9 dB, so I could balance it out against my drums, and I could, even before I load this in to chop it up, I could start seeing kind of how that composition, which is at 70 BPM according to this, and it's in D minor 70 BPM, how it's playing at 86, which is fire. But yeah, and then Julian, like Julius, my bad. My Facebook and my Instagram is flooded with ads too. But if I hear something cool, they get me, bro. Sometimes, not all the time, because we gotta work for our bread, bro. But yeah, this pack was kind of cool. I think it's a newer pack, and I'm not promoting it, bro. I'm just like, I bought it because I like these sounds. And it has the stems too to the compositions, which is cool. Or you could chop it like if it was a vinyl. Kind of cool. I kind of like that one. I'm gonna load that to the pool. Okay, so that one already says it. It's 76 BPM, E flat minor. Oh, that's why I like it. I love that key. So that's a key that I like to work with. I notice just like by nature, I always pick samples that are in E flat minor a lot. So yeah, so then I could go to the sample edit window. It's on this snare, so I'm gonna just scroll with the jog wheel, and I'm gonna find that sample in the pool. There we go. So the sample is obviously, damn, hold on, it's very loud. Sample edit. Let me see if there's a way. Oh yeah, I could go here. Or I could just lower the volume in the back until I assign it to a program. It's gonna be hella loud. Let me see. There we go. That's one of the gripes that I think a lot of people have, and they had with the live one. I think they eliminated that with the two. I mean, I'm used to it with the ASR, but the main volume knob being here in the back, it's kind of whack. I know a lot of people also don't use the Q links, or they get like tight from like hitting them, and I don't mind the Q links, but I wish like there was a main and a record knob, because they're both here in the back. I think the record input is, yeah, the record input gain and the main volume are in the back. So if you guys could see, let me lean back a bit like Fat Joe. I wish they were like on the front of the unit, just like the 2000 XL. But you know, beggars, not beggars. That saying doesn't apply to me because I'm not a beggar. Beggars can't be choosers. No, I pay for this. But yeah, man, AKAI, man, like you should have put the record and the gain knob on the front of the unit, man, because that's something that I like to mess with a lot, especially the main output volume or when I'm recording, because eventually I'm going to be recording sampling vinyl off of this. So the fact that I got to go to the back and can't really see where it sits, and then when I go here, sometimes I hit those Q links. So ergonomically, one of my gripes, I never had an MPC One, so I see why people, but I've seen these complaints before copying it, so I knew what I was getting into coming in. So, you know, it was a choice. So I guess I'm a chooser, but not a beggar. I don't know. I'm confused already. Let me see. So yeah. So the BPM is okay. So it's already showing it at 86. So I guess when I loaded it, and because I had it on auto and sync and warp, it'll warp it when you load it into your pool. So I don't have to do any time stretching, which is pretty fire. And again, this is like my first time really like kind of like learning this with you guys on this live. So but coming from a world where I already make beats on samplers, so it's not like a complete new person making beats, but this is my first time like seeing like, oh, okay, when I have that clicked on in the Audition or the browser, it'll automatically load it into the pool already warped for me, which is kind of fire. Melanin Rich Apparel says, soon as I finish watching this live, oh yeah, I will be making something on the NPC. Dope energy here. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I think that's what keeps like my small community coming back, because I be mad chill, bro. I'm trying to show love, keep it positive, man, and informative. Even though I could rant a little bit, but I'm working on it. I'm working on my presentation skills. All right, so it's already basically warped for me, which is fire, man. Like I feel like we waste a lot of time time stretching, making sure things fit. And that's the power of like Ableton, right? Ableton has one of the best warp algorithms, and I think because AKAI worked closely with Ableton when they made the first push, they took a lot of the philosophy from Ableton. So things are auto warped for you. You know, you could worry more about like your chops than making sure that things are on time. But you could always uncheck that feature here in the load button. See, like when I hit Audition, I could unclick warp. It's three tabs. It's three tabs there. One says auto, one says sync, and one says warp. So I guess if I unclick warp, now it's like, it's instead of being white, it's like black. It'll load the sample into my pool at the original BPM. So there you go. If you're cooking up, I know Melanin, Rich Apparel, you said you have this same MPC, so you're gonna be seeing that. You could always like usually put my lives up as a video, so you could come back to that if you forget. So yeah, let me go back to the sample edit, and I'm gonna just go straight into chops. Let me chop it by, let me see what BPM does. I like to get little. I sound like I'm laughing because every time I say little pieces, I think about that Scratch magazine Pete Rock video that I've watched probably way too many times. So I'm at 32, and let me see if this gives me like the. New NYZ, bro. What's up, my brother? What's good, my brother? Don't mean to disturb. What's been going on? Oh, nah, man. We cooking up, bro. We cooking up. I decided not to do just like a live chat where I'm talking and I'm just like, working on a beat. A beat. I won't call it an idea because I just started from scratch. Like I literally loaded up an empty project and we started with loading up some kicks, snares, hi hat, then we chopped up a drum break. We got this so far. Let me see, it's low because the sample was kind of. The sample is normalized, I think, so it's way too loud. But what I'm gonna do is once I load it into a program, I wish. So I guess I just don't know where to find this. And if any of you guys know, like before you load it into a program, is there a way to change the gain of the sample? I know you could do it in track edit or in the track edit page, but it's not a track yet. So how would I be able to do that while I'm messing with the sample? But yeah, so that's a question that I have to investigate further. Let me do 64 regions. So anytime you want to keep, that'll put it in up to bank D. And I think it goes all the way to bank H. So you got 8 banks here. Whereas in the 2000 XL, you got only 4. Yeah, so let me do 64 regions. See if I get the chops small enough to where I want. Yeah. Yeah, that'll give me like smaller chunks. See, like single bass notes instead of like a whole lick, which I like to work with. Because then you could really manipulate and do your own bass lines. I like to make beats. Like, I'm from New York, so I like to make simple chop beats like that too sometimes. And then this is why I like to work with clips, because now that I have small pieces and they're obviously BPM, time stretched, and perfect chops, I could just hit shift. Let me convert this to a new drum track using slices, hit do it, and I'm going to go back to main, and I'm going to now I'm going to go to my mixer, my mixer, and I'm going to lower the heck out of this. Or I could actually, now that I have it assigned to a drum track, I could go to track edit, and here I could set the volume of my amp envelope too. Oh yeah, so it's here on my amp envelope. So by pad, you could change the volumes. I could change the volume there, or by sample. Let me see how it sounds with the. See, it's not as loud as when I was like editing it, which was like that would have messed all your ears up too. Hold on. So you see how this could be annoying, which again is like a bad complaint, because I do that with my ASR. My ASR gain knob is all the way back here, but the main volume is in the front of the ASR. So take that as you will, if that's gonna be a deal breaker for you. It's like right at the corner here, the thing, Oh, it's on 16 level, I think still. Wait, what is it? Yeah, let me take it off of 16 level. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go to the mixer and lower the heck out of this right now for now. Or you know what? I'm gonna hit. Can I undo that? Yeah, let me undo that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a plugin, which is a utility plugin that comes with the Pro Pack. And again, it's not a shameless. I did pay for the Pro Pack because I felt like it gave me the clip matrix, which I plan to work with, and a few extra features like the Reverb Pro and the Visual EQ, as well as the utility plugin. I think comes with the Pro Pack, so I thought it was worth it. I do think it sucks that they make you pay $99 to like open these features that are like locked behind a paywall. I don't know. I don't think paywalls are classy. I'm more from the world of like if the MPC one costs $7.99, just make it $8.99 and don't make me have to go on the website and pay $99 more to get those features, because I'm gonna feel like I saved up $7.99 to get this, and now like I definitely have to get that $99 Pro Pack. So it just doesn't sit right with me. I wish they would have just made the unit $8.99, and then the Key 37 is $9.99 already. So it's a good difference. It's like they try to make it $7.99 to make it feel like you're getting a deal. If you don't, I don't know, man. I don't know how y'all feel about that, man. Yo, Jay, what's up, my brother? Yo, how's the 2000 XL special edition, bro? You picked it up already? What's good, my bro? Nice to see you, my bro. Thank you for still supporting me, even though I got this One Gen 2. I know you don't mess with the new AKAI, but I'm like, yo, let me do a little Cookup, bro, for the community, for the one time. But yeah, my brother, let me know how that new 2000 XL is treating you, my bro. I hope it's everything you wanted it to be, and it doesn't have any technical issues, bro. My ASR 10 completely died today. It won't even go past the tuning calibration of the keyboard, and I can't even use it as an effects right now because it won't say like when it says try again for the tuning, it's a wrap for me. But yeah, let me add the utility plugin here. That's gonna be under. So I'm still getting used to like navigating where that would be here. You got delay, reverb, dynamics, EQ, filter, harmonic, modulation, vocal, vintage effects, which is kind of fire. They have like this MPC 3000. I don't know if it really. They got the SP 1200 ring. So let me see how that sounds. We could put it across the whole track. So yeah, let me lower it. And actually, I'm gonna put the utility on the 4th slot. Let me find it where it is. I think it's on the dynamics. Air utility, where is it? Oh, I didn't even know I had the transient shaper. I thought I had to pay for that too. But yeah, I haven't gone through like all the plugins that I have, but I do like the way the plugins sound. The quality of the plugins are definitely like pro, pro level. I don't think they're. You know what? I didn't like the plugins on the 1000, man. Like the effects, I didn't like the 1000 or the 2500. I think is the same engine, but maybe it have different converters on the 2500 on the actual hardware. But I didn't like the way that the effects on the 1000 sounded. Maybe you guys do. You can let me know. Okay, so it's under harmonic. So I'm gonna use Air Utility, which it's a fire plugin because again, if you use Ableton, this plugin is like the utility in Ableton, and that's like they stole a lot of borrowed. Let's say borrowed. Stole has a negative connotation. Which I love. You could mono the bass here, and I put it across the whole track, and you could even put it on single pads. So I like the fact that these plugins are accessible on a per pad basis and on a whole track basis. It just like as I've been working on it even right now on this stream, it makes me really feel like I could just stay in here work, sound like a freaking commercial, but you got it. It's clean. Fire, bro. Gotta change the tack switch for 16 level button and change out pad sensors. Oh, that's easy, bro. I told you already. That's another thing I didn't like with the newer ones. You end up spending a lot of money for plugins and effects. Yeah, bro. Tell me about it, bro. But if you are looking for like that all in one, bro, like I do feel like I honestly, bro, I think I hit a point where it's like after I've been working on like music seriously since 2011, I would say. So was that 15 years? So I think I'm just tired of being in the computer, bro. So I know like Ableton is way more powerful, probably not, and I wouldn't say way more. Like it's probably like almost at this, a little bit more advanced. But excuse me, just drank soda, man. I got some gas, but yeah, bro, it is constant spending because now they got like these three new plugins that are like $300 for these. They're VSTs, mind you, but it's like a Profit and like some other like a mini Moog emulation. I don't think that's worth it, but I think the mini D and the things for like I got them for like $30 each or 15. I don't know. I had a coupon there, but I'm gonna get everything on sale or whatever sale. Like UAD now has sales every day. They be spamming my inbox, but you know it depends, bro. There's always like purchases no matter what you have. There's always gonna be like even like other plugins advertising on your feed, like my boy said, Melanin Rich Apparel. I think was it. I don't know who was it that said, or Julius from Louisiana. Um, yeah, yeah, bro. Like it's a complete like one stop shop, and I didn't use it before. Like you probably got on this when you were on it. There was not maybe that like there wasn't it wasn't up to where it is now, and I think I came in at a good time because so far I'm like, oh, even this utility, like I use utility on every track on my Ableton sessions. So I like that this Air Utility plugin is the same thing. I could change the phase, DC offset, mute it, change the gain without going into the fader. I could change the panning of it, the width, same thing as Ableton, bro. Mid side mono or bass mono, stereo or mono the sample. So let me put the sample in mono. Let me see. It's on stereo right now. So yeah, put it in mono. So let me change the gain. I have that. And yeah, so like what once you click a section, if it's highlighted in like orange and then it's red, you could use the Q links to like change. Instead of clicking, you could just use the Q links, which I like. So let me change the gain on it. Mm. It's like the gain is not even doing nothing, making me look bad. Oh no, it is. So I don't know if you guys think that sounds like that's the SP1200 ring vintage mode plugin, but does it have presets here? Nah. Some of the plugins, if you click on them, it'll pop up and it'll have like um more presets. But yeah, I'm gonna click on that, or you could delete it. Anyways, there was I think if you go back to the main menu, usually like, and I'm still finding my way around this, so pardon me if like I'm not as quick. So here to delete. Oh, there we go. So you could delete it here, turn it on. So yeah, some of the things is like I don't know if I'm just not doing it right. Like I would just want to delete that right there. So the effects racks are cool. It's like a bunch of plugins that you could use at one time. It's kind of like the Sound Toys effects racks. I have Sound Toys. If you guys have Sound Toys, the same thing. Let me press and hold. It turns it on and off. But yeah, so like even just to delete like this plugin from here from the mixer window, Maybe it's just like I don't know how to do it, but from the main window, I know you could go to this up to this arrow square thing, and then here I could delete it. So I could delete the plugin there. But yeah, I think that that's weird that from the mixer window, I can't just delete it. But anyway, I took off that vintage effect. And some of the vintage effects that they have is MP3000, MPC 3000, MPC 60, SP 1200, SP 1200 ring, a tape emulator, a vintage, and a vinyl emulator. So yeah, it's kind of like RC20-ish. I don't think I need a vinyl emulator. This sample's already kind of like, vintage sounding. So yeah, let's play it back with the loop and start creating patterns. I do like that, like on the main window, I could just like size this, like increase the size, and I could change the volume right here. I could add effects right here. You could do a lot from the main window and then minimize it as well. Close. See, sometimes you click on things and it's just like, not that, it's just like I'm just clicking arbitrarily with what I think it should be doing. I haven't actually like read the manual or watched a tutorial and followed it one by one. So you guys too, you guys are like, you joined this. I never claimed it to be a tutorial. It's a Cookup, and half Cookup, half talking. But I'm discovering it. I'm discovering the one as I go along, or what I think it should do. And then sometimes it does what I think it should do. I think it's pretty intuitive in that sense. So let's create a pattern on this. Let me see how far it went with the chops. Shift H. Is that? No. Okay. Yeah, I like these chops, man. And that was like some auto chop, like 64 chops. And let me play with the drums. Hold on, man. Let me check on Bella. Yeah, my mom's here, so she could take the dog out. I could finish with you guys. I'm gonna just do a quick. This sample has bass in it already. But I'm gonna play it with the. I'm gonna put it on full level. The sample. Yeah, bro. I think the sample's fire. It's my first time messing with the sample and like just chopping it like that. Like I like when I'm able to like get to it, cause I would love, obviously, like I like to chop on the ASR, take my time, do it that way too. But this allows me to like the possibility of how my brain is thinking now is like I could take a sample. Obviously, it's gonna be warped like by the thing itself, or if I warp it already before loading it in, or if it's from a pack. I like to play samples kind of like instruments and like explore how it will fit already over. Like you guys saw kind of like the process. I started with the, again, drum loop, drum break, added my own drum layers, snare, and whatever. But yeah, that's a possibility. So right now too, like NY Z is saying, bro, like I think the sample's fire and this way of working is gonna be fire for me. But I'm just experimenting with the chops. I could go into different banks. They're gonna have different parts of it. Let me see on that one. You see, so like on the C bank, I have that little squeak. in the B, that's a whole different sound. So there's like 64, right? 16 times 4. Yeah, 64. Yeah, so there's 64 pads of different possibilities of what I could like move around. Let me just play it and then like I'll start doing random stuff and do. So let me do how I would do it. So let me just take this clip right on this thing and just I'm gonna overdub record over the drum pad and just do mad random hits and see what we could keep. So like that was just I could do that all day, bro. But yeah, like that was fun. That was fun. It was like 30 bars of, freestyling on that. And and then with clips, like the cool thing about clips is that I could go to loop start and just like scroll around, right? And then let me say like if I go to like 22 and then take like and then I don't know what's there. So I'm gonna just go make it length like 4 bars or something. 4 or 8. Let me see if I played anything around there that was. Like a part here, like if I start at 27, I think. I think it was here. Wow. That's where it ended, but oh yeah, because I did 30 bars. Those 64 pads, yeah, it allows you to be more flexible because it's chopping it obviously like by one hit of the bass, whereas like if I would have just chose 32 chops, it would have been phrases or closer to like phrases, and the smaller amount of region, and obviously this depends on the length of your sample, the more like if it's a smaller amount of regions, then it's gonna be more like phrases. And then if you want to keep making it smaller, the chops, you obviously just double it. So if you start with 16 chops and the phrases are too long, go up to 32. If it's still too long of a phrase, go up by 2, which 32 times 2 would be 64, and so on and so forth. I don't know how much chops it allows you to make, but that's just a tip. And then from there, let me just do another clip, and I'm gonna actually like pick something before I record it, like. play it like backwards, kind of. Let me see how long that was. It's like 8 bars. Like even the first 2 bars. Let's see. So that could be a section. Some boom bap. Oh man, look who came to the stream. She just came back from outside, hyper. Hey mama, what's up? What's up? How was your walk? You miss me? Say hi to everybody. So yeah, some of the chops here, this one was a little late. I'm gonna double click on it here. And I'm gonna nudge these back, select. And I'm gonna hit snap so I can nudge these back. Bella's just, yeah, Bella has a good life, man. She loves the studio and she loves to just, she's high energy. She's only 5 months old. She's like licking my arm. But yeah, she's a chill dog. And then basically too, like the sample and the thing is yeah, she's hyper right now, but she's not like this the whole day. She's actually about to go to sleep. She's an half an hour off of her bedtime. She sleeps like in my room, like right next to me, and not on my bed. Sometimes she could chill on my bed, but when she goes to sleep, she be on her own like dog bed next to my bed, and she just be there chilling, bro. She sleeps most of the day though. It's just like when she has her moments, like she has her morning zoomies, and this is like her night zoomies. And she can't hear the beat, so she's also like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why aren't you like letting me hear this?" And she's also like ready to go to sleep. But yeah, she's in love with me, I guess you could say. Yeah, I got her at 8 weeks, so we have a really tight bond. But she's not, I wouldn't consider her a hyper dog, except when she has the zoomies. So like when she comes back from outside, especially since I didn't walk her, my mom walked her, she's going to be like running towards me or whatever. Or whoever didn't walk her, she's going to run towards them. Because if I'm the one that walks her, she'll do that same thing to my mom and jump on her on the couch. But yeah, so what I would do from here is like, I'm going to go to the mixer. So I nudged it. And I put it to snap this time. That way it could be on the grid since the chops are warped already. So now on the utility, before the utility plugin, I'm going to add the visual EQ. So let me go air visual EQ. There, boom. And I'm going to filter this sample a bit. Some of the low end off. I like the bass, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna use the EQ to lower some of the volume too, cause There's also like different plugin. I don't know if there is a plugin. Maybe I didn't buy it yet, but I know there might be a modulation plugin that kind of like, oh yeah, look, air half speed. So let me half speed this, which I like. I have high speed, half speed from Cable Guys. You wanna go to your bed? Go to your bed. Go. Sit down. Sit down. Yeah, she's chill. So she just sat down right behind me. She doesn't. Sometimes she don't like being a lap dog. Sounds way better tucked down. Yeah, bro, that's part of mixing. Yeah, that's part of mixing. But for the chops, like to get the chops down, I definitely needed to hear it like really loud. Let me add this half speed because I did kind of hear that, and I'm happy that I have that plug in. And now, because of the half speed, brought in a lot of low end. I do like that this made it sound like different from the sample and the chops. I'm gonna cut more of the low end, and yeah, I'm gonna go back to this EQ, lower some of that volume. I'm bringing some of the high end back. See something too. I kind of want to mess with a plugin. Just add like another melody line. See if I can. See if I can come up with something. How long has the stream been going? What's up, man? Yo, if anybody's here, bro, has any questions, I don't think I'm going to go on for much longer because besides it being past Bella's bedtime, it's about to be past mine also because I'm an early riser. But I'm happy that I was able to kind of like get through most of this, or how I would start an idea or start a beat. I call everything idea until it has lyrics. So then right here, new track. Let me go to Mellotron or something. I haven't even used that plugin. So I'm going to click on plugin. It's on Horror right now, and I got this Jura. I don't know what they call it. Mixer. Let's see. Mixer. Volume. Put it down. And I think that's E flat minor for the most part. Maybe. The E flat minor scale. So let me see. I'm gonna load up Mellotron though. Like I said, I think the plugins sound good, like the software instruments, and they obviously like I heard I never used them before. That it took long to load the other ones, but obviously this is a core. The newer processor does make it faster. So yeah, I like looking at the plugins through this, like double tapping this arrange / sound button right above the overdub button, because you get that graphical like interface. Has Analog Dreams, which I had before, which I do have on my computer. I haven't used that yet. The Solina, let's see, the Solina usually has like cool leads. Let me see, Solina. What is it on? Oh, these are just like a bunch of presets. It's not labeled by like leads or sections. Soft strings. I like the sounds, man. It's like I'm I know I'm just like I'm going crazy right now because I just hear a lot of possibilities. I hear a lot of possibilities, and I like what I'm hearing so far. That's the Solina plugin. It came with the pack, with the purchase of the unit. I think I got electric for free. The only ones that I did buy was Sub Factory, Jura, and the Mini D. The Mini D, that one has folders. So like, let's say like I wanted to do like a bass. I like the bass here too. They got like let's say if they got a Reese bass. Gotta go down an octave probably. No, not that down. That one's kind of cool for hip hop. No, I'm not recording. Just want to hear it. I'm on the arrangement. Menu, clip matrix, save me. So I was here on this. There we go. I don't want to go to that lead. That one muted. This track mute. This first track. Yeah. I like the Solina stuff that I was messing with. Okay, those are the folders. Modern, ambient. string lead over it. Soft vintage string, Solina. So yeah, I'll go to unused clip 1 and let's just overdub something over that. Start adding like plugins over the sample. So we got a sample, we got a drum layer, we got a drum break, and yeah, and then you could start adding your own instrumentation to it. Like 4, and you can make it like I'm recording it as clips, so let me see. And what I'll do is go into the mixer. Let's say you like you don't like it as much as the lead. I go into effects, something like this. You could also add. Let me do it before. Could add the half speed. Let's see what that'll do. Make it more like a pad. See, it starts to fit better. Even if you didn't play something crazy, that's just a little bit. The kill EQ. Some of the highs, some of the lows. So a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to like go for when I'm doing something like this, where it's not like very defined chops or I'm chopping like a vocal sample. I have different ways of creating, as I'm sure you guys do. It's like, this is obviously, I played it in the key, but by stretching it, basically by half speeding it, I'm stretching it. And now I'm creating like an atmosphere that fits my sample. That's my philosophy, or where my brain is coming from as I'm doing this. If you guys are wondering, like, what? Like, I just throw a lot of paint at the wall, and then from there, like, I'm even like, that would be a section. Add a new track, plug in. It's the Jura mixer, lower the volume. That's the default one that it loads up with, the default preset. So then here you could go through sections, pad, soft, lead. Let's see soft lead. I had a Juno 106. It sounds close enough to me. I mean, it's not a Juno, obviously. It's inside of software. I like that I could use a jog wheel once I'm in the preset thing, and just they load up mad quick. It's probably because of obviously the processor. It's like a theremin. You guys know what a theremin is, with the antenna? I'm sure you guys do. Nice lead. avoid that little patterns. Arrangement. Hold on. Stop. Clip. Section, like obviously as it went on, it was better, so I could go here. I like working with the clip because then I could go to like the loop start and I could just find it. I could find it here. I could see where I was on time, or I felt like I was on time. Let me make it like 2 bar because I was playing everything over and over, so. Clip. Main. Clip matrix. Okay. Add the reverb to it. Reverb and delay. Lower the feedback of the delay. And then if you do the track views, you can start seeing like I do like the pad. I'm not a big fan of the art pattern, but I would bring it in and out probably like just manually maybe when I check out the beat. And like I don't like the way it comes back around. I like even doing stuff like I used to do that a lot with my 2000 XL. Instead of making it so repetitive. But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna just stop there for now because it didn't come out as bad as I expected it to. So I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I'm gonna hit save. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about the Cookup. I know most of the time I'm not cooking up here. Was it whack? Did you guys enjoy the process? Would you rather me just talk and quit? Nah, I'm sure if RZA could do his thing on the beat thing, I could keep getting better. This is like my first Cookup on the MPC One. So how'd I do, chat? How'd I do? I don't talk to my community like that though. That was me being sarcastic. But yeah, man. Thank you guys for joining in, man. I'll take a few minutes to chop it up if you guys want to. But yeah, man, I played a lot of music in the beginning too, unreleased music. I don't know if I'm gonna edit that out, man. I don't want that stuff out there yet. It was like my own music with Devani. Shout out Devani. But yeah, man, that was my finance bro outfit Cookup for the day. I've been like this summer just been you know how they had like the what was it half zip half zip. Damn, my Spanish accent's coming out. And matcha. This is my summer version of that. I've been dressing up in the summer like just to get my mind in a different attitude. Instead of wearing like baggy clothes all the time, I've been putting on polos and dress pants and being an adult. You ever notice the way you dress obviously like affects the way you face the world, so I don't know. I've been experimenting with different vibrations, man. But yeah, man, I don't know if my chat or my live stream is. Yeah, bro, I'm just joking, bro. I'm not that hard on myself. I could be sometimes, but I'm just being lighthearted about it because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh man, I don't want to cook up," and like people think my beats are whack and stuff. But creativity is not always about hitting a home run, man. You know, so you gotta be willing to make mistakes. I don't know, my chat is not updating on the screen. Maybe I need to repaste the link to the chat. Let me see. Sometimes OBS be bugging out. Oh well. I do see the chat here on the when NY said, "Yeah, bro, I'm rocking it. I'm rocking with it too, cause at least it's something that with the drum pattern and stuff, I could definitely see an artist being able to hop on it on some boom bap. What I did want to try though was like going to the BPM and just like slowing down the tempo. Let me see something. I think it could be 82 instead of 86. Thank you, my bro. Now the chat is updating. Where, man? Since you got, I mean, you enjoyed it. That makes one of y'all. You've been tuning in, and NYZ Orc. But yeah, my bro, I do some cookups. I like to vary it. I like to vary it in between. Like, by the way, Bella's like knocked out on the floor. She's passed out. Probably won't be up till 6 in the morning from here. So she's my little alarm clock. But yeah, man, I usually like to vary it. Even before when I was doing it with the ASR, what I'll do is like I'll do a live chat. Usually at the beginning of the week, which it kind of worked out that way too. I don't have a stream schedule, but I'll do a live chat, talk about a subject, catch up with everybody in the community, and then anything else throughout the week is usually a cook up. I try to like get on the machines because, I know my brother that was here in the beginning, I don't know if he left, but Atmospheric, like I try not to make it just about like talking all the time. No, this drum break is from a pack on the Slow Cooker Volume something, Volume 1, I think. From drumbroker.com. I just bought this pack last week. Cancel. Hold on. Cancel. No. I don't want new project. Save. See, I'm learning my way around navigating to load. Yeah, it's called Slow Cooker Volume 1 on Drumbroker. It's not a promo for them. I bought it with my own money also. It was like I had a 50% off, so I think I paid 15 for it. But yeah, the drum break is from that pack. And that pack has hella drum breaks. A lot of drum breaks. I'll play you some of the drum breaks from the browser menu so you could hear that. Drum breaks. There we go. So they got them from, why did it change the order? But anyway, all the way down from, up from 92. And I like that they have a dry and a wet for each drum break. Yeah, bro. If boom bap is your thing, bro, that's a dope pack. Yeah. Oh, you bought that pack too, bro? Maybe they got all of us, bro, because the advertisements are crazy on that, bro. They probably got all of us. It's like you knew what it was. Yeah, the Tane. Yeah, that's that pack for sure. I'm not gatekeeping and be like, yeah, I dug this off of vinyl. Nah, try not to use vinyl on the live streams because copyright strikes. And I don't have a vinyl player right now. Although, if you guys could see here, I have these cubicles. Like, that's what not cubicles, whatever. Like, vinyl, it's furniture. I don't know what to call it. That's where I don't have a studio desk, so I just have two of those, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. It's 8 slots, and they're all full of vinyl. And YZ, what you laughing? Cause you got the ad too for it. Like they got me, man. Yeah, me too. I got off the 50% sale. Yeah, I bought a cooking soul like a while back, and I had some Tammuz, like a free pack that he dropped. Yeah, the ads are crazy. So, but I liked it. I was like, yeah, I went through it, and I'm like, yeah, they got me $15, bro. $15. I needed a new like boom bap drum pack type of vibe too though, cause I got the Jake One joints, and then I had some of the Beat Butcher joints, and I feel like I have more trap like sounding drums, and this comes with a lot of both. Like the drum sounds on this is not bad, the stock, but I wanted stuff with melodic things, which I'm sure the Marco Polo lo-fi pack has melodic stuff, but I wanted to, when I got on stream, I wanted to use something that wasn't the stock sounds, just to give y'all something different, because I feel like if y'all watch another Cookup video, it might be like with just the stock pack, and there's not a lot of fun in that because they come already with like pre-made arrangements, which is kind of like, it's like, what's the point in that? Like, I want to make my own beat. But it could show you like what the demo, the demo projects, I guess, that it comes with, the demo. But it does give you a big set of like tools to start working right away. Like, let's say you didn't have a SD card and you just like bought it and loaded the expansions that came with it and the plugins that came with it, you could start cooking up right away, which is kind of dope. But we come from the era where, like, at least when I got my 2000 XL, that didn't come with any sounds, so I had to start sampling right away, and that encourages you to do that, which is what, this is a sampler at the end of the day. You should do that. Maybe get your own breaks and all, whatever, but I think it's a good way to show an example on like a live stream for for example. I'm running out of words, man. But yeah, I mean that this was kind of like the skeleton of the beat that we started making off of one of the compositions there. I added some Solina like pad on it. And I like, damn, you see, I'm already, it's cause Abella, I be waking up at like 5:30 sometimes, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. But yeah, a little bit off topic. But yeah, when I wake up like let's say 5 or 6, and I walk her, go to the gym early, get that out the way. By 9, I'm already back at the crib, ready to go. AJ Hall. Okay, I thought it was like my bad. I thought it was like something to do with like a vinyl, like Hall and Notes. But AJ Hall, I'll look it up. I mostly like, I make a little bit of everything, but I gotta get back on my boom bap, and I didn't want to make like a trap beat on stream. I was like, nah, let me show. I think obviously like chopping breaks is one of my favorite things to do, so I wanted to show that on stream and how quick and hopefully it showed kind of like the speed and um you don't have to really fight the sampler. I feel like some samplers you have to fight them to get things to like line up, and that could be good or bad. I don't know if you guys are looking for that. One of my frustrations with the 2500 and the 1000 was that sometimes when I did my 16 note chops, like let's say I take a 4 bar drum break or something, or 2 bar, and I make it loop perfectly. When I do the slice by zone, I always get like a click on those machines. When I do it on the 2000, it's smooth, no clicks. I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but just the fact that I couldn't do that like easily, it made me like want to get rid of it right away because I felt like it was holding me back, like having to do a fade out, having to do this, and maybe sometimes you want to work slow. And I know with the ASR is like super super slow for me when I'm doing when I'm chopping like drum breaks, or now that I've been using like, I think I showed you guys, I used Gemini last time to get the exact numbers. Like once I know the BPM of my loop, you could use Gemini to tell it like what was the sample rate that you sampled it at, what tempo, and it'll tell you exactly what length in sample numbers your loop has to be. If that makes sense, or if it doesn't, I think I have a live stream where I went over it. The lights might have went out though in that live stream. But yeah, man, for those of you that stuck around, or I'm gonna put up the live stream, but I am gonna edit it. So if you actually clicked on it, you might be able to go back because I'm gonna edit out those unreleased songs in the beginning, man. Oh, NYZ, your message came in late when I was saying that this beat was whack. I was just asking, not that it matters. I'm not gonna be like, yo, yeah, I thought this was fire or not. I meant more like you said, like, is it fire like that I actually cooked up this time instead of just talking the whole time. And that started, you know why that started? Because I got on stream one time and I was about to cook up, and then I just ended up talking to like Nino, and I think Nev Ed was here, and um a bunch of other people were here, and we would just talk. We would talk about stuff, and it wasn't the same thing being talked about. We would talk about samplers, about prices, about the community, about the sampler community. So um, it became like a series where I'm like, let me just turn on the camera and see who's here, what they want to talk about, and do that. And I know like Altru West, I think he still goes by that. He be doing those. Sometimes I lock in with his live streams. I haven't been on in a while, but I know he has just like ask me anythings. So that's kind of what I look at the live chat as. And this is coming from like, you guys can ask me anything about the gear that I use, about the gear that I own, about the gear that I have used, because I do work in commercial recording facilities, and I'm a recording engineer by trade primarily. And I mean, you're not one thing primarily, but that's what I get paid to do in music for the most part. I'm also a recording artist and everything. I'm everything. I'm everything. I'm free play. I'm free play. I don't like to box myself in like that. But yeah, man. I'm gonna wait till 10. 2 more minutes. Get your comments in, man. Say what's up. We had Louisiana here for the first time, I think it was. My boy Julius. Thank you for rocking with me. NY Zorg. Produced by. Hold on. Oh, Manos Tijeras. I believe, right? Manos Tijeras. Scissor Hands. My Latino brother. What's up? What's up, man? Thank you for tuning in too, my bro. And everybody else, man. Everybody else that came in. Bash, I think, was in here. And some people just watch. Some people just watch. They don't comment. So whoever, LJ Plaza, bro, my bro. Melanin Rich Apparel. I'm going to just read everybody that came in, that comment. Atmospheric. We turned a funny start to our to our interaction into a dope relationship, my bro. Thank you, my bro. Thank you for rocking with me, bro. Freedom, always showing love. Ensoniq, always showing love. Everybody, obviously, that came in, always showing love. Melanin Rich Apparel. My boy Julius from Louisiana. Bash. And NYZ. J Plaza. I said it already. And Manos Tijeras. Thank you for the recommendation, my brother, on the AJ Hall stuff. I'm gonna check it out for sure. But yeah, man, it's 9:59, about to be 10. It's about that time, man. I'm gonna retire, not out the game, but into my slumber. Thank you guys for rocking with me, man. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys got any questions, write it in the comments. I'm usually very active on my community and on my channel, because it's a small community for now. And I love you guys, man, because you guys show me love. You guys keep me motivated. You keep me going. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank y'all for rocking with me. It's your boy Freeplay, and I'm outie. I'm out. Play the beat on my way out. Or the drum break.